very good morning, students. So in the last class we had studied about the mechanism of hearing, that is how we can hear through our ears. We have studied about the eardrum. We have also studied about different other aspects in the chapter sound. So now let's continue with the explanation. So the first topic that we are going to discuss is amplitude, time period and frequency of a vibration. So we have learned that the to and fro motion of an object is known as vibration. This motion is also called oscillatory motion. Okay, so the to and fro motion of an object, that is called vibration. I think you remember in class 7 you had studied about the simple pendulum. You had studied how in the simple pendulum the pendulum vibrates or the pendulum oscillates in a to and fro motion. So that is called vibration, or that is also called oscillatory motion. So the number of oscillations per second is called frequency of oscillation. Frequency is expressed in hertz. Its symbol is Hz. Okay. So the number of oscillations per second, that means in 1 second, how many times the pendulum oscillates. That is called the number of oscillations per second. Per second means in 1 second. So in 1 second, how many times the pendulum oscillates? Okay, that is called frequency of oscillation and it is expressed in hertz. Okay, its symbol is Hz. Like in case of time, we express it in seconds. Okay, we write small s, or in minute we write min. Similarly, in case of frequency, it is expressed in hertz and its symbol is Hz. A frequency of 1 hertz is also 1 oscillation per second, isn't it? Because in 1 second, how many times the pendulum will oscillate? 1 time, okay, not more than 1 time. So we call it, what will be the frequency then? We say it is 1 hertz, okay. So if an object oscillates 20 times in 1 second, suppose, imagine, it is not possible, okay, but imagine an object is oscillating in 1 second 20 times. Then what would be the frequency? 20 hertz, okay. Suppose in 1 second it is oscillating 5 times. What will be the frequency? 5 hertz, okay. So that is how it is expressed. Now you can recognize many familiar sounds without seeing the objects producing them. How is it possible? Suppose your parents are calling, one of your parents is calling you. You know who is calling, isn't it? Yes or no? Even if you don't see the person, you know that yes, so and so person is calling you, right? So these sounds must be different to enable you to recognize them. So how can you recognize them without looking at them? Definitely the sounds have to be different, okay? So what are the factors that make them different? 2 factors are there. One is amplitude and one is the frequency, okay? Now, loudness and pitch. So what is amplitude if I ask you? Amplitude is the maximum displacement, okay, of an object from its mean position. I think I have told you in class 7, if you remember, when you were studying about the simple pendulum, that is, when you extend the pendulum from mean position, you will extend it to one extreme position, yes or no? So the maximum length that you can extend it, or the maximum displacement or the distance from the mean position, that means how much maximum distance it will go from the mean position, that is called the amplitude. Got it? And frequency, now you understood, that is in 1 second how many times the pendulum is going to oscillate, that is called frequency, right? So now we come to another topic, that is loudness and pitch. Now activity 13.11 is not needed, okay, that is there in your textbook. If you want, you can go through it, but it is not required. So loudness of sound is proportional to the square of the amplitude of vibration producing the sound. Very, very important. Loudness is proportional. That means loudness is equal to, you can write, square of the amplitude. Okay, loudness is equal to square of the amplitude of vibration producing the sound. For example, if amplitude becomes twice, loudness is increased by a factor of 4, because loudness is the square of the amplitude. That means if amplitude is 2, loudness will be 2 square. 2 square is 4. Okay. So loudness is the square of amplitude. Loudness is equal to, or proportional means you can understand it in this way, that loudness of sound is equal to square of the amplitude of vibration producing the sound. So if loudness is 2, then if loudness is 4, amplitude will be 2. Okay, when amplitude is 2, loudness is squared, so it will be 4. Okay, so the loudness is expressed by a unit called decibel. Okay, decibel is the unit that loudness is equal to. Okay, it is expressed in decibel, right? Like as I told you, time is expressed in seconds, okay, or hours or minutes. Frequency is expressed in hertz. Similarly, loudness is expressed in decibel. Okay, so you have a table that you have in your textbook also that you can go through, that I'll show you. Okay, so you have a table that you can go through, and that way you can understand. For example, normal breathing, how much is the loudness? Okay, when you breathe normally, it is only 10 decibel. Very less. Okay, only 10 decibel. Soft whisper. Okay, suppose you're telling your friend something, you're whispering, that is 30 decibel. Okay, normal conversation, when you're talking normally with your friends, 10 people can hear you, that is 60 decibel. Busy traffic. Okay, in busy traffic, it is very irritating sometimes, isn't it? Because you have so many sounds like horns and all, car horns, truck, they are big horns, then bikes, they will, produce sound that way. So busy traffic will be 70 decibel, and average factory. Okay, for example, in the factory also lots of machines are operating. Okay, so when you go inside the factory, it is very, very noisy, very noisy. It's very difficult to go inside the factory and stand there for a long time. Okay, because it is 80 decibel. It is very noisy. Okay, above 80 decibel, the noise becomes physically painful. It will be very, very painful to the ears if it is above 80. Okay, your ears are going to hurt. Okay, if it is above 80 decibel. Okay, so the loudness of sound depend on its amplitude. When the amplitude is large, sound is loud. Okay, that means when the object is vibrating more. So when the object is vibrating more, amplitude will be more, isn't it? When there is more vibration, there is more amplitude. Basically, when the distance from the mean position is more, then amplitude will be more. Got it? So when amplitude is more, the sound is loud. So amplitude is directly proportional to loudness. If the amplitude increases, loudness increases. If the amplitude decreases, loudness also decreases. Okay. When the amplitude is small, the sound produced is quite feeble. Okay. Very, very less. Okay. So the frequency determines the shrillness or pitch of a sound. If the frequency of vibration is higher, we say that the sound is very shrill. Okay. Sometimes, suppose someone is shouting. What happens? It hurts your ears, isn't it? We say, please talk softly, don't shout. Okay, so why does your ear hurts? Because if someone is shouting, then what happens is the frequency increases. Okay, that is the pitch increases. Got it? The frequency is more. If someone is shouting means frequency is more. So if frequency is more, we say that the sound is of a higher pitch. So if the sound is of a higher pitch, then your ears will hurt. Okay. If the frequency is lower, we say that the sound has a lower pitch. Okay. For example, a drum vibrates with low frequency. Okay, now compare beating of a drum and blowing of a whistle. In which case, your ears are going to hurt more when the whistle is blown, isn't it? Because the whistle has a sound of a higher pitch. That is why your ears are going to hurt. But when a drum is beating, then your ear doesn't hurt that much because the sound is of a lower pitch. Therefore, it produces a low pitch sound. On the other hand, a whistle has high frequency and therefore produces a sound of a higher pitch. Remember, if frequency is more, pitch is more. Okay, that is when the number of vibrations per second, that is called frequency. Not if that is more, then the pitch is more. Okay, a bird makes a high pitched sound, whereas a lion makes a low pitched roar. So when a bird is squeaking, the sound is of a higher pitch. But when a lion is roaring, it is easier for you to hear that, isn't it? Because the sound is of a lower pitch. Remember, if the sound is of a higher pitch, it is going to hurt your ears. But if the sound is of a lower pitch, then, you can listen to it, even if it is loud. Okay, suppose the lion is roaring very loud. Still, you can listen to the lion because the sound is of a lower pitch. But if the whistle is blowing, even if it is blowing for 5 to 6 seconds, you cannot hear it because the sound is of a higher pitch. However, the roar of a lion is very loud while the sound of a bird is quite feeble. Bird sounds, it is difficult to hear because it is of a higher pitch. Even if the sound is of a, it is low, it is not that loud. But lion, the sound is what? It is quite loud, isn't it? The roaring of a lion is quite loud, but it is comfortable to the ears. Why? Because it is of a lower pitch. Remember that. Okay, so loudness is not related to pitch. Sometimes the sound may be very loud, but the pitch may be low. Okay, or the sound may be low, the pitch may be high. Okay, so that doesn't depend. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. So we'll continue in the next video. Thank you.